All right, I've got 6:30, so I'll call to order this meeting of the Columbus Common Council, regular meeting for Tuesday, September 5th, 2017. Pat, whenever you're ready, could you please take the roll?
Hendrickson?
Here.
Kenny?
Here.
Malat?
Yep.
Reed? Here. Rule?
Here.
Traxler?
Here.
Tome?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. If able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting has been noticed in accordance with state statutes and local ordinances. Next item is to approve the agenda. Unless there's any alterations or deletions, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is approved. On to number 5, correspondence and communications. I don't believe anyone was signed up back there. Is that correct, Lisa? Was there anyone else present that didn't have a chance to sign up this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda then. On the consent agenda, we have council minutes from August 15th, Board of Review minutes for June 8th, and August 17th, Cable Commission, June 19th, July 17th, Columbus and Water and Light minutes from July 13th, Joint Review Board, July 31st, Library Board, June 20th, July 18th, Police and Fire Commission minutes, June 5th and July 31st, Plan Commission, June 15th, Recreation Advisory minutes from May 8th and June 11th, and also a street closing request for Tri-County Oddfellows Lodge number 40 for a 5K run and a 1-mile walk on September 30th. Is there any wishes to pull anything out of the consent agenda? Matt?
Motion to remove the Plan Commission meetings dated June 15th. Do I believe an error or typo in the minutes? And then I think motion to withdraw the rec advisory minutes from June as well, barring a question or two from Paul.
I did notice the date issue with the Plan Commission, so I think it would be good to pull that out as well. I did also notice an issue with the Police and Fire Commission minutes from June 5th that I'd like to get further clarification on and bring that back to the next meeting once we've got clarification. Any other concerns? If there are none, then I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda with the omission of the Plan Commission from June 15th, Police and Fire Commission June 5th, and then the Recreation Advisory minutes for June 11th, if that's correct.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as read. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, the consent agenda is approved. Thank you. There's no unfinished business this evening, so we go on to new business. Number 1, consider and take action on process for obtaining and placing the markers for the 4th Historic District. At the last Committee of the Whole, we had Carolyn Fredericks here from HLPC, kind of outlining the process and the style of sign. Were there any questions on this? No? All right. Seeing none, I'll take a motion to approve this process.
So, second.
Motion and a second to approve the process for obtaining and placing markers for the 4th Historic District. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. On to number 2, consider and take action on the request of Drexel Building Supply Incorporated for a conditional use permit to operate a general retail establishment with gross area of space occupied by the establishment over 50,000 square feet on tax parcel 1110.002. This did go through the Plan Commission with very little discussion. they did make the motion to approve with the contingency that all of the recommendations from the city engineer remain intact. Any further questions? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to approve.
Mike.
Oh, sorry, Jason.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to quick cover one item in my letter that I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of. On the last page of my letter on the site plan sheet, this site was developed with no curb and gutter or asphalt surface as part of the parking lot. Those are requirements of the ordinance the city has for development of commercial industrial parking lots. I did label that in here just to call that out and make it known that likely there will need to be a waiver provided if the site plan is acceptable as is. And so, I guess that was direction to them to request the waiver, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of that, variance from the ordinance that does require some action or waiver from the council to allow that to be approved. Otherwise, obviously, we would reject the site plan and wouldn't issue the permit unless if that waiver was approved, so.
You'd be referring to sheet C2, number 2 and 3 there then? For those two requirements?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, all right. And do you have a recommendation, Jason? I mean, is it best to keep these contingencies in place and allow them to come in for the waiver?
I think that would be the best way to do it as part of the approval process. As far as recommendation on the actual site development, I think for this large type of use that they are proposing, they have some larger buildings that won't be occupied. They're more storage buildings. And, if they were to pave this, obviously we'd have a very large expanse of pavement out there that really wouldn't serve a lot of purpose other than occasional traffic, for storage and material distribution. I don't particularly have any problem with that as far as the asphalt is concerned, but again, long-term there could be some issues such as dust or something, but again, we're not in a residential section of the community, so it doesn't concern me as much. As for the curb and gutter, I typically will always support the waivers for curb and gutters based on developments using creative ways to deal with stormwater. In the past, it's always been, let's catch it in an inlet and, transport it off-site. More recent stormwater management solutions are to allow water to sheet flow off of curbs into grassy swales and things like that, which is easier to do if we're eliminating curbs on portions or areas of curb and gutters. So again, with what they're proposing, it seems realistic. Being we are out in obviously the industrial type setting out here, it does fit with the surrounding rural roads, and we'll talk about that I think a little later. As far as curb and gutter isn't necessarily always the best solution. I think we just need to find something that applies here that makes sense. So I think this is something we certainly would urge them to come back for and get the waiver and just request it so you guys can consider it at that time. But I just wanted to note on there, obviously that was one of the conditions, but it was just more of an awareness thing that I just wanted to make sure that, you guys were understanding that there was another piece to this, just approving it conditionally upon, I'd feel more comfortable obviously with you guys ultimately approving a waiver.
Thanks for pointing that out, Jason.
Yep, thank you.
Would that waiver request come directly to the council, or does that go to the plan commission first?
It can come directly to the council, and you can do that tonight if you wish, or you can hold back and wait a little while if you wish.
Any opinions on the council here? Let it run its course, bring it back directly to the council when needed? We okay with that? All right. Thanks, Jason. All right, I don't remember if I had a motion and a second on that yet. No, okay. Any further questions? If none, I'll take a motion to approve this with the contingencies left in place.
Motion to approve with the contingencies as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit to operate a general retail establishment with a gross area of space occupied by the establishment over 50,000 square feet on tax parcel 1110.002. Any further discussion? Seeing none, let's take a roll call on that, please.
Hendrickson,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Malat,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Rule,
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. Up next then is consider and take action on proposal to repair the senior center roof. We had Kim Lang in here at the last meeting with a whole bunch of information and inspection reports from Nations Roof for some estimates, and it looks like in our packet, it's kind of been boiled down to 2 pages now as far as the work that we would be approving, and it would be in the amount of $6,780, if I understand correctly. Any questions from council on this? Rod?
Is this the solution that will last 7 years? Which one was this?
Two-year solution.
Right.
Good evening. No, this is the solution that'll get us a year to 2 years, just to protect what's emergencies situations are. Yeah.
My understanding of the estimate, though, is that they're going over the entire roof to find the worst areas and treat those, correct?
Correct. To give us some time to decide, who we're going with and how we're gonna do the repair overall.
Sure, all right. Any other questions from council? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Thanks, Kim.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the proposal for the roof repair at the senior center with Nations Roof in the amount of $6,780. Any further discussion? Seeing none, let's take a roll call on that, please, Pat.
Kenny,
Aye.
Malat,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Rule,
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Hendrickson.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. On to number 4, consider and take action on a change order for the Kiwanis Lift Station Mixer Edition. We have a little information in our packet about this, and also, if you go back a few pages to the Rupert and Milky documents, it's pretty much outlined that this is just specifically part of the process of approving that change order, that we were notified that this was going to be happening. The one question that I did have was whether this funding now is going to come out of the collection system replacement fund instead of the borrowed funds. Kim is shaking her head yes, so it would be coming out of the collection system replacement fund. Any questions? If there are no questions, then I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the change order for the Kiwanis Lift Station Mixer Edition, the amount of $15,790. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll ask Pat to take a roll on this.
Malat,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Rule,
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Hendrickson.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. Number 5, consider and take action on applications for operator licenses for Macy Marks, Alexis Hallman, Mackenzie Reeves. I have 3 names. Was there any additional names besides that, Pat? All right. Unless there's any questions on that, I'll entertain a motion to approve those applicants.
I'll make a
Mo-
motion to approve the applicants.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the operator licenses for Macy Marks, Alexis Hallman, and Mackenzie Reeves. Any additional questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Number 6, then, consider and take action on claims in the amount of $824,135.05. Any questions on the claims? If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the city claims.
Motion to approve the claims packet.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the claims in the amount of $824,135.05. Any questions on that? Seeing none, all those in, or actually, we need a roll call on that, sorry.
Reed,
Aye.
Rule,
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Hendrickson.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
Malat. Unanimous.
Thank you. On to report of city officers. I really only had one thing. If you don't mind, I'll jump in first, Patrick. Just a reminder to people that this weekend will be the Columbus Fall Festival on Dickinson Boulevard, also the library lawn. The senior center will be having a bake sale, silent auction, soup and pie lunch. Lions Club will have a brat stand on Dickinson, I believe. vendors, flea market, the library lawn, and then also a grand opening celebration for the annex, the library annex. So there'll be a lot of stuff to do. That's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday, and there will also be some live music in the courtyard from 11:30 till 1. That's all I had. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay, I have a few things to share. Just want to express thanks to all of you and the greater community for coming to wish Ann her her best as she moves on to retirement. It was definitely a different feeling coming into the office this morning. I will be attending the Wisconsin Economic Development Association Basic Economic Development course next week. I figured I'm heavily involved in economic development for the community anyway, and thought this could be of benefit to me as we search for someone to replace Dave yet. So that'll be next week, but I'll have my computer and my phone with me in case anyone needs to get a hold of me. The automated cart transition, just want to share some important information about that. Next Monday, September 11th at the Senior Center at 6:30 will be a public education informational meeting on the carts, what they look like, how the transition will take place, the do's and don'ts and all those kind of things. Columbia County will be there to assist then. Also, coming up in the water and light bill inserts in October will be a brochure that has a question and answer section, just some more basic information about that transition. Greg Kazmiski from Columbia County reports that their plan is to begin that transition and distribution of carts on the week of October 9th. So I've sent information to the paper. We've been sending out things via social media as well, so people are ready. And we've gotten a few questions, and I imagine there'll be others. So finally, sent out an email to all you, a revised schedule for the budget workshops. If you haven't had a chance to look at that, just have a look, match them up with your own calendars. Let me know how those work with you. First one we have planned is for next Tuesday. That's all I have. Thank you. Rod.
Rod, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. Do we know when the rest of the week the garbage pickup will be? And is that listed anywhere
For
This week.
Columbus because of the holiday?
everything is delayed one day on things like Memorial Day, Labor Day.
So then is garbage pickup for Thursday also on Friday, so they have double on Friday?
I don't believe there's anybody that gets picked
They don't
up
do
on
Thursday.
Thursday
Oh, okay.
anyway.
Monday,
But Wednesdays would be Thursday for this week, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, and also bubble wrap is not recyclable.
Okay. Thank you.
Reagan, did you have anything? No. Unless there's anything else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned for a few minutes, and we'll return with the committee of the whole in a few minutes. Thank you.